Welcome back, everybody. I'm Terry, and today I'm going to be changing the seat covers on my BMW Z3. Alright, you guys, so today's the day. If you guys have recalled from a previous video I made where I did the interior on a budget, I just put some cheap Walmart seat covers in there just to get me by so I could remove the look of the red leather that I had inside my car. Well, I didn't like those seat covers because they weren't a good fit. They were loose and they weren't the nicest, but I mean, they got me by. Well, I went ahead and I ordered some custom-made seat covers for the Z3 that we're going to be installing today. Now, I went this way because I had scoped out Marketplace for a good while, trying to find replacement seats that I could either dye myself or just replace with some black ones. And everybody that was selling seats, no one had good seats. Everybody's seats had like rips and tears in them, and they wanted like $300 for a torn seat. I'm not going to do that. So I went ahead and I spent that same amount of money on some custom fitted seat covers, and we're going to go that route instead. So let's go ahead and check out what I got. I'm sure most of you have heard of this company because they're pretty popular on social media. They're always advertising, but Coverland is where I'm going for some seat covers. Now, I had ordered these when they had their 50% off sale. It was during the holiday season. I can't remember if it was right after Christmas or around New Year's when I put the order in, but it took 6 months. So in case anyone is thinking about going with Coverland for the Z3, because our car is not very popular and common, there is going to be a lengthy wait period before you receive your order. Now, like I said, I had put my order in, we'll just say around New Year's, so I didn't receive the seat covers until mid-June. All right, so 6 months. So I put the order in and I had to wait 6 months before I received them, and that was actually longer than what they estimated because originally they told me I would receive my order by April, and then when April came, they didn't come. So I reached out to the company on social media. They looked up my order and they said June is when I would receive my order. So just bear that in mind if you want to go this route. There is a good long wait. Well, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put these in and see if it was worth it. So just so you can see the box real quick. So we got the Coverland premium leather for the bucket seats. This is their, I guess, order number, part number, I mean, for the style or whatever. But we're going to be putting those in here today. So I didn't want red interior, so that's why these are on here. So that way my original red leather seats wouldn't have to be messed with, because my seats are in fantastic condition. I don't have rips or tears, and I didn't want to dye them because in case I ever sell this car, someone might want to go back to the original color. So I've been keeping everything I take out so that way people can easily go back to stock if they wanted to. So we're going to go ahead and put these seat covers in. So first things first, let me go ahead and remove this Walmart one. All right, so let me take off my seatbelt guide. Okay, so there's my seatbelt. Get that off to the side. All right, but there we have it. And then just so you guys can see, my original seats are in fantastic shape. So in case anyone thinks I'm putting seat covers on to hide damage, I'm not. I'm hiding the color. In the box, they give you an installation instruction, a little pamphlet. They give you a bunch of different clips and things, as well as a fitting tool to kind of get it in between all the little creases and things. And then we got the two seat covers right there. Okay, so here's the one seat cover. This is just for the back piece right here. You can see they have the seatbelt guide, in here, and this just slips over. They have two elastic straps here that we'll have to put some clips on, so that way we can attach this to the bottom piece once we get that on. So I feel like they just have when it comes to all of these clips, I think this is just a default bag that they kind of just send everyone. So you're going to have things that you're not going to necessarily need. I'm guessing so that they don't have to custom sort out for every order. They just throw the same bag in for everybody. Because I feel like I don't need this many things. But according to this, let's see what we got here. So it shows you different ways to how you put the elastic band on these kind of clips. And then they go with hooks and all of that. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to use hooks or if I'm supposed to use these. So it might be this part goes on the loops for the back, and then the hooks maybe go on the loops for the seat, and then that hooks into these maybe. I don't know. I'll figure that out when we get to it. Alright, so looking at the instructions, so I have style A, the racing seat. I don't have like armrests. So looks like the seat piece goes on first, then the back. And it looks like those little clips that you put on, you just put them through the crease and it kind of just holds it in the back. Alright, so I guess let me get these little clips on these loops and we'll start with the seat piece first. Okay, so I went ahead and I got these clip thingies on, and it looks like both of these looked exactly the same. I couldn't tell if there was a difference between if it's supposed to be on left or right seat. From what I can tell, the bottoms are identical for both. The backrest is the only one that'll be different depending on what side you need the seat guide opening to be on the cover itself. So I guess it just kind of slips on, and I'll have to do a lot of tucking to get past all of this plastic trim. So this is probably the hardest part to get on, is this bottom piece. I can't even shove this in between. Seems like this installer tool is too thick for our seats. This might work out for other seats, but it seems like it don't even fit in between there. For the Z3 seats, this is just too thick. I'm gonna have to just try to slide it in this way. So the inside's easy because there's no plastic or anything there. This part here where we have to get it underneath here is gonna be difficult. And I don't know. So this needs to come down. So I have too much of it above. I need to pull it down and under. Sure would be nice if I could use the trim tool. Yeah, it just will not fit. That thing's useless for us. Other customers can probably benefit from it, but unfortunately, not the Z3 community. I'm gonna have to just kind of force it by hand, and hopefully I don't tear anything. Might be easier to do this with the seats out, to be honest, since our workspace is so tight. So like this isn't tight here. I have a lot of slack right here. I need to pull this from underneath to kind of tighten this up. So I need to really get in here, so I'm gonna come back once I get that fitted. Okay, so I was able to use the tool to push the strap through the back of the seat, and the seat itself, like the backrest and the seat merge. So now I'm just kind of using it to try to shove this part underneath here into this crease, so I can get this all the way back. I don't know if you guys can see. I think this crease here needs to get to back here, so that way I don't have the extra slack here. So I gotta push all this through, so that way we don't see this red here either. Okay, so I got this fitted on as good as I think I can get it. The seam here is almost all the way to the back. I can't really slide it any further. The one thing I don't like is you can still see the red here. Maybe the other cover will conceal that part, we'll see. But I really can't slide this anymore. Now, if I was to remove the seats, I might be able to do it a little bit easier, because then there's like a screw here and a screw here to where I could pop this part off. And then I could probably get this on and then put that back on. But with the seat still in the car, this is really difficult to work with. And the little trim tool that they give you, it'll fit in between back at the back of the seat. You can actually insert it right here, which does me no good because I don't have any fabric right here. I need it here, but it's too thick up here. It won't go in up there, so I can't even use this. But I forced it as best I could, and it feels pretty snug. It's a little loose right in this corner because, again, I don't have a way to slide this down because I can't get in between here to really move it. So, but otherwise, I think that's fitted pretty decently. So now I'm going to move on to the backrest part, and then we'll go from there and see what red is still showing, and then I'll modify this if I have to hide that red, because I'm not happy that that's still showing up. All right, let's slip this on. I did slide the seat forward so I could at least be able to pull on the back of the seat a little easier. Get it over these bolsters. There we go. Okay, so now you can see that I gotta maybe adjust this a little. Trying to get this to come down a little further because the bottom of this is covered and the top has a gap. Doesn't feel like it wants to slide down any further though. So that means the seat guide isn't fitted right. Because it doesn't get, the bottom of it's down here. It's not going down enough. I'm gonna maybe have to try to pull really hard because it's not, I can feel the bottom right here where my thumb is. Yeah, this is definitely down as far as it'll go. So that is definitely a design flaw. There's no more room to pull this down. Let me see if I can just kind of stretch this down a little bit. Come on. So you can see the red up here because I can't get this to slide down any further. Try pulling on the bottom part, maybe it'll come down, I don't know. Ugh. No, I have this down as far as it can go. Now I'm just kind of tucking those clips through the seam at the back where the seat is, so I can pull that in like it's supposed to. All right, well, the seat is officially on. There are some fitment issues for it being custom made and them guaranteeing fitment. Yeah, it doesn't fit right. The seatbelt guide don't fit right. It doesn't go down far enough, and it's, so I can't get this on. And because there's no way for me to fix this trim here, there's red that shows here. So those are my complaints, that seat guide is wrong, and this, I can't slide it up without disassembling my seat. But otherwise, looking at it, it looks nice. You know, it doesn't have all the wrinkles and stuff in it that the other stuff had. So, I mean, it is very good quality. It's just unfortunate that the fitment isn't accurate. So I'll have to tuck something black in here to hide that red. And then I might need to tuck something in here too to help conceal that red. I don't want to see any red. But this is the biggest issue, is this doesn't go down far enough, so it's kind of bunched up. It does look nice. I might be a little bit too nitpicky about it. Some other people might not care. All right, well, let me wipe the seat down because it's really humid today and I'm sweating really bad. So I got sweat smeared all over the seat trying to get it in. So let me clean it up and move the seat back. Okay, so I moved the seat back. I got the seatbelt put back in and it looks pretty nice. You can definitely see the red down in that corner, but the little bit of red that shows here is minimal, so it's not so bad. I just hate that it bunches up here because it couldn't slide down further. But it looks okay. I'll just get a black cloth and I'll tuck it in under here to hide this here. I don't want that red popping out, so I'm going to conceal that myself with some red cloth or black cloth. But otherwise, it looks good. I am happy with the appearance of it overall. Doesn't have all the wrinkles and stuff in it that the cheap seat cover has. You can see over there how it's all wrinkled and folded over. So it is much better fitment. It is difficult to get this on though. Very, very difficult to slide it on. This piece is easy to get on. This one is really hard because, like I said, you can't really fit a trim tool in between here. So if you really want the best fitment, you'd want to remove the seat so you can unscrew the trim piece, get this on nice, and then screw that back in. And then maybe then it'd be perfect. It's possible that when they designed the cover, you know, they probably designed it with the seat not installed in a car. So they probably just bought a seat so they could make these. So they could have uninstalled things to get their measurements and stuff. So that might be what it is. You might need to uninstall some stuff to get this on right. But otherwise, it looks nice. All right, let me go ahead and slip the other one on real quick, and then we'll get a after shot. Okay, so I got the bottom in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some fabric off of the old seat cover. So they have like this fabric on the inside that kind of went in between the seat seams. I'm going to take this, remove the styrofoam. I'm going to cut this into 2 pieces. Okay. Well, I'll make it one big piece, and I'll take the other one for the other seat then. So then I'm going to take that fabric, and I'm going to stick it into this area here to kind of conceal all of that red. And tuck it underneath this trim so it don't fall out. Getting over the bolsters is the hardest part for the backrest. But otherwise, the back piece is the easiest one to get on of the 2 pieces. Okay, so if we look at this side, this seat guide piece is fitted much better than the other one. Yeah, this one's a much better fitment. It's at least not bunched up right here like it was on the other side. This one's much better. All right. And now this one's fitted. So yeah, I like the look of the seat guide on this side a lot more. There's not the big gaps here like the other side has. So putting that cloth in that corner completely conceals that up. And now it looks perfect. Now it looks great. So, oh yeah. And they give you some extra padding here. So you get some more lumbar support, which is good because a lot of people have issues with the stock seats in these cars being bad for their back. I've never had any discomfort, me personally, but I think it's more for people who are taller seem to have a bit more discomfort. So otherwise, yeah, we got it done. Coverland seat covers are now installed and they look pretty darn good. Only some minor complaints with the fitment, getting it on for the ease of the installation, as well as, you know, how much stuff would be completely hidden. But overall, they look good. They fit well. You know, they don't have the wrinkles and stuff, so it's much cleaner looking. So I am overall satisfied with this purchase. All right, and there you have it. I got the new Coverland seat covers fully installed in the Z3. And like I was saying earlier, they do fit very well. There's no wrinkles or anything like that to where they're going to be like sliding around as you slide in and out of the car. So I'm very pleased with that. I only had to make minor adjustments with reusing some fabric from the old seat covers to conceal some red areas. But overall, they're great seat covers, and I am pleased. So go ahead and get yourself a pair if you like what you saw. Like I said, it will be like a 6-month wait before you get a pair, but go ahead and do so if you would like to. And with that, I'm going to finish off. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like it, share it, and I'll see you next time. Take care.